I can go grab coffee though, can I?
Yeah, go for it.
Grab it.
All right, we have 12 viewers already.
All right.
Yeah, 13. Counting up. It usually gets to around 30, 40. But we don't wait too much longer because we just want to respect everyone's time. So, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and get right to it and introduce the lovely Connie Gentry. This girl and I go way back to, like, elementary school. We've known each other for a very long time. She's a dear friend of mine, and she's just so awesome and smart. And we were just talking. It's like she has built this business through all kinds of different, I'm going to call them obstacles. She has a husband in the military, so she's basically been a single mom on and off for her entire business. He spends a lot of time deployed, so she's just one of those that just gets it done, does what she has to do, and does it without a lot of complaints. Okay, so she's just got a lot to share, but she's going to bring it to you like real lifestyle, because things that we all go through, and we need to hear that it's not just us. So I'm going to just turn it over to our two-star diamond, Connie Gentry. Thank you, girl, so much.
All right, thanks. Okay, so I guess you can see me already. So I was thinking the other day about this topic, and obviously we look at ourselves, you know, we're like, where am I in this business? What's going on here? So, of course, I had a failure happen to me, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. But I just thought in my mind, I was like, failing versus failure. There's a difference. There is a difference. And I went to church on Sunday, and the sermon was getting past your past failures. And I was just like, okay, this is the topic I'm meant to talk about. So I'm going to value your time. Thanks again, Lindsay, for letting me hop on here and share. I'm going to share my screen because I made some slides. Okay. All right. All right. So this right here, I actually posted this last year. This came up in my news feed like 2 weeks ago, and I saved it as a reminder to myself that we all make mistakes, you know. So I love this quote. It says, if you're making mistakes, it means you're out there doing something.
Can I interrupt you for just a second? I'm so sorry. Your screen is not sharing. Like,
oh, it's not. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
1 second. Is it shared here or no?
Press that little green box with the arrow.
Okay. Oh, I thought I did. Screen share. Oh, I think it has to be desktop, and then we click it.
And now we see them.
Now you see it. Okay. And I'm going to hit this. Does that look, can you see it? Yeah? Okay. All right. I think you can see it now. Okay. So this quote, I love it. It says, if you're making mistakes, it means you're out there doing something. Okay. So making mistakes right here are how we learn. We can all agree. Sometimes we wish we could use that eraser and just, oh man, erase it so hard. But they've made us who we are. You know, it goes back from our past or present. Hopefully we don't make too many more in the future because we learn from the ones in the past. But basically, we all are going to miss our marks at some time, whether it's in this business or a life goal, whatever. But we're also going to make them. We're going to make our marks as well. This that was the title of my sermon at church. It was Get Past Your Past Failure. That's what it was. And you have to forgive yourself, okay? So you didn't hit Success Club, or you didn't reach that rank, or you didn't recruit 10 coaches like you wanted to this month. It's okay. Making mistakes and not reaching your goals also means that you are doing something because you're striving to reach them. You have to give yourself some grace. I'm not here to make excuses of why we don't hit Success Club, to make excuses of why we're not hitting our goals, because in reality, it kind of is a choice. But sometimes life wins. And for me, this past March, life really, I let it win. I had a choice, but I gave up instead of pushing harder. There's definitely going to be seasons in our lives that we need to give ourselves some grace, just like Heavenly Father gives us grace. We have to allow that feeling to run over us and accept that we're not perfect. There's seasons in our family that require more attention. For instance, for me, I run my kids to tutor, soccer, tennis, Cub Scouts. And my husband's deployed. I'm, building a house right now. I move in 2 months. It's just a lot to do. And you have to allow yourself a little bit of grace. Seasons, for instance, even after surgery, there's people have surgery, they're sick. You have to slow down, and that requires less of ourselves. There's deaths, births, deployments, single parenting, seasons when we're attempting new things, and all of those require some type of grace. We've all fallen short of our goals, and may I add, we've all fallen short in the glory of God, because it's so true. I don't know if anybody has known me, but I've been really trying to concentrate on building my relationship with Heavenly Father, and I tell you, it gives you a sense of peace when you do fail, that you are so much more. So if you have fallen in anything recently, know that you are worth trying again. Try again. So for instance, Success Club, I'm going to touch on one of my big fallen things that I've missed. So March, as I said, was a really hard month for me. So I am a Success Club All-Star Legend, which I worked really hard because I wanted that title, and I got it. And I've been doing it, I think it's like 28 or 29 months. I don't know the exact number. But in March, I did not get Success Club because I let life win. And the thing is, when you're a business builder, we're always going to have these life things happen to us, and this is our business. So even though we're going through trials and tribulations, I understand how hard it is to keep your business afloat and be positive all the time and share. I've been there. I know that. I've been there within the last 2 years of me hitting Success Club. I've done it. I've achieved hitting Success Club going through really hard things. But in March, I fell short. And I let life win, and that was a choice. I could have done more, but I just couldn't. I just felt like I couldn't. I didn't have it in me to do it. So whether they're a 15-star diamond coach, an emerald, whoever, every single person in this business has fallen short of their goals at some point. 92% of people will fail to reach their goals every year. Wow, isn't that astonishing? I did some research, obviously, on this topic a lot over the last couple of days, and that just really stuck out to me. I was like, wow, that is so crazy. But if you really look at this percentage in the Beachbody type, just imagine there's 15-star diamond coaches, there's elite coaches, premier coaches, all-star legends, everything. there's not a whole lot of those, are there, in the grand scheme of it all, of our 400,000 plus coaches? You know, because there's only a % of people that have what it takes. And you have to decide if you're going to be that person. I loved this. They went through this at church, and I said, oh man, I've got to do that on my call, because Abraham Lincoln, buddy, he failed so many times. So I'm just going to go through it really fast, and you can read it. But Abraham Lincoln lost his job in 1832. Okay, and also in 1832, he was defeated for legislator. I know I said that wrong. In 1833, he failed in his business, but then in 1834, he was elected to the legislature. And then in 1835, his sweetheart died, okay? 1836, he had a nervous breakdown, and I read he did not get out of the bed for 6 months. 6 months. Man, have you ever been in a point in your life where you just did not want to get out of bed? I have, and to be honest, it's kind of been that way for me over the last couple of months. But I do it anyways because I have goals and dreams, and I have to be more than that. In 1838, he was defeated again for speaker. 1843, he was defeated for nomination for Congress. In 1846, he was finally elected to Congress. And then in 1848, he lost his renomination. Okay? 1849, rejected for land officer. 1854, he was defeated for Senate. 1856, he was defeated for the nomination for vice president. In 1858, again, he was defeated for the Senate. And then in 1860, he finally was elected for president. Just think of that perseverance, that drive. He knew he had something in him worth giving to the world. He knew he had something to say. He knew he could make a difference. So with all of those obstacles, he made it. So failure is only temporary. But when, quitting is not. When you quit and you don't give anymore and you're done, that's failure in my book. That's the difference between failing versus failure, because we're always going to fail. But when you quit, that's when you fail. What can you do when you feel like a failure? So I came up with these through just studying and reading, and some's my own. But realize you're not alone. Okay, so when you don't hit Success Club, or you didn't get 2-star or 3-star, your diamond on your team loses rank, realize that you're not the only one that those things happen to. You're definitely not alone. Refuse to hide in the shadows of shame. Obviously, that can go so much more within life, but obviously this is our business Zoom call that we're doing. So whenever you have that failure, because I'll use myself as an example. Okay, so I knew I wasn't going to get Success Club. And I knew it wasn't going to happen because I didn't plant enough seeds. I didn't invite enough people. I didn't have the energy to do it. And that was an excuse, and I could have done it. And in a way, I've been kind of sitting here thinking, oh, well, so if it happens again, it's okay. I've lost it. No, don't do that. Refuse to sit there and wallow, okay? Pick it up, learn from it. Embrace the truth that your peers and God are for us even when we fail. Love that, love that. I love this one. Be honest with yourself and what you really want, okay? It's the fastest way to prevent a mistake from turning into a failure. And it's also a way to rewind a failure into a mistake into a success. Okay, I love that. Be honest. Another thing with being honest with yourself about what you really want. What do you want as a Beachbody coach? What message do you want to share? Do you want a goal? Do you have a money goal? Do you want to help 1,000 people? Obviously, that's what we do. We help people. But what is it that you want to get from being a Beachbody coach? And what do you want to give as a Beachbody coach? Write those down and write down the actions to help you get to those. Ask for help. Just like success equals love plus persistence, failure equals ego plus persistence. It's a fear of shouting help when you most need it. And I've come to cry out for help to God first. And then when I can't get my answer, I ask my upline, or I ask somebody else, what did you do when this happened to you? Is there, can you help me with this? I've not been there. I know you have. Is there anything you can do? But obviously, we want to try to help ourselves first, because only in life and in this business, it's up to you. It's up to nobody else. I loved this. If anything you could do every day is improve by 1%, okay? It's not much. That's not much of an effort. So when you don't have the energy, you don't have the motivation, you don't have the vision that you once had, do something every day that's going to improve yourself by 1%. Come up with new ideas and write them down, and be willing to try something different. What you're doing now may not work. For instance, I am at a point in my business, what I am doing right now that I've done for the past 2 years is not working. It's not. I've realized that. I have to do something different, okay? You come up with ideas every day to improve your business, to make new businesses, to write books, to surprise people, to network people, to find new ways to love the people you love. You cannot fail. You can't fail. Got to just write them down, okay? You built your life. You did, to be where you are exactly at this moment. Use your network, your ideas, your health, your friends, your humility to keep building the power around you, okay? We're in charge of our lives. And if you're still stuck in the past and your past failures, you've got to get over it. And it is a choice. I'm telling you, I have so much stuff I could tell you, but that's a different thing. We've all been through some pretty horrific things in our life, but it's a choice that you decide to let that go, because it's not serving you anymore, okay? Allow the sorrow and disappointment you may feel to motivate you, not derail you. I know you guys, some of you got to know that feeling of sorrow and disappointment, because to a point, we eat and breathe Beachbody. Some of us do, but although that's not always healthy, and I'll talk about that in a minute, learn. A failure only turns into a success if you slice it as thinly as possible and study the taste like cheese and the texture of every slice. How could it be better? Else your failure was for waste. So for instance, with me, why did I get Success Club? What did I not do? I know exactly what I have to do in order to do it, because I've done it before. But what was different this time? I have to study myself and look inward to really understand. And how am I going to use that so it's not wasted? Play, okay? Play. Too much work will lead to too much failure. Too much work has consequences. It makes us less creative. It harms our relationships with others. And after a certain number of hours, work only has minimal benefits. The best way to walk a tightrope from one building to another, thousands of feet in the air, is to find the right balance to succeed. Else, you fall. And I put balance there because that is something we all want, right? In life, in business. I still have not found that. Okay, that's what we want. There are women like me in my position, has a similar life, that maybe they do have some better balance than me. Maybe they have found exactly what works for them. But unless, I don't know because I'm not a single person, but it's your businesses, guys, are going to look so different. There's people who don't have kids and they're able to work 17 hours straight on a computer. There's people who have their spouses helping them through the daily activities of life. You can't be hard on yourself. You do have to find some type of balance, but really it's always going to be like this, up and down, left and right. It just is. So when you find it, I would love for you to tell me. But we all know being on a schedule, okay, planning your day is going to help you find more balance in your life. Okay, I love this. It says, I'm a wounded healer. That was just something that stuck so out to me. And I added some other stuff. I said, and really, we all are. We're all wounded healers. You and I will both fail again and again. Blood and tears everywhere, and it's no good. It's no fun, and it's not worth worshiping over. It's not. But it will happen, and I hope it does, so we can grow. Okay? So we can grow. I'm a wounded healer, and so are you. So important to understand that failure is a part of life. It is. It's going to happen. It's up to you on how you want to use that failure. It's either going to hurt you even more or it's going to grow you. So I leave you guys with this question. How are you allowing your failures to define you? I think that's it. That's it, guys. That's all that I have for you.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Absolutely. You nailed it. We talked on a topic that we all are going to face at some point or another. And you brought up a lot of great points. It's like, are you going to let it define you? Or are you going to let it shape you into define or refine? Hello. That was good. Are you going to let it define you or refine you into what you need to learn and grow? And I know that we say that all the time, but really that is exactly what a failure does in our life. It shapes our character and our conduct and how are we going to move forward so we can better equip our coaches. Like, yeah, I was there too, and relate. If my upline never failed at anything, it would be like, I felt like that is unachievable. What I want to do is unachievable because you got to not fail to get it. I need to see people failing in order to know that I too can do it. Right? Okay, so thank you so much, Connie. I can't see you anymore. Yeah, I can. And thank you everyone who was on here. I just really, I don't know. I appreciate you so much and I love you. And I just want everyone to just understand that if I would have let every failure that I have come across in this business hold me back or make me go, maybe this isn't for me, I would have missed out on so much. So just embrace it. Say, man, that sucked. Feel it and move past it. It's really all you can do. You got to let it just teach you your lesson, grow you where you need, rhino skin, and then just move on because you don't want to miss the blessings. All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a great Tuesday, and I will see you all very, very soon. Thanks, Connie.
Bye.
Bye.